You are listening to Let's Go, the weekly anime podcast about weekly anime from Dynamite in the Brain and Secret of the Sailor Madness. So come along and hang with the Let's Go gang. It's Dwayne.
Hello.
There's no Niall. He's packing his suitcase to go to Otakon. And it's me, Brian. And we are here to talk about the anime that we both managed to see between the 26th of July and the 1st of August, 2025. Starting with YAIBA, episode 16, A Battle of Giants, in which the gang have arrived in Osaka, but they've run out of cash. They want to eat some tasty treats before they go searching for the next orb.
And they also they do make a point of saying, "Is like, hey, where's the other one?" It's like, oh, she's going researching the other places. That's why Sir not appearing in the film is currently not appearing in the show. Yeah.
This fella rolls up and offers to join the crew, and
samurai enthusiast.
Yes.
Yeah. So he's very excited because obviously I do like that, the fact that they're back in a town kind of thing rather than out at the tourist spots, and they're kind of reacting to all the Onimaru themed everything that there is now, but he's also famous, so it's like, oh, this guy's seen him fighting with him Onimaru on TV, so he wants to join up with him, and he's happy to pay their way. Incredibly convenient timing.
Yeah, so I think the line he says about the cash, I think that's a clue to his real identity. I think I'm sure I've heard that line connected to who he turns out to be.
Suspicious characters, yeah.
Which is Goemon Ishikawa. He's back from the dead. And he's
Unless
here.
It was Goemon the 13th saying money doesn't matter because that's one of the things he would cut, right?
Yes, could be that.
It could be something like that. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's not a real samurai. He is a very specific samurai.
Yeah, he's a thief. Is what he is. Yeah, and he's here to nick their orbs and get the latest orb, which is in the forehead of a Buddha statue.
Yeah. I did like the old dude at the things, like when they start asking suspicious questions, he suddenly stops appealing to the tourists and goes like, "Get the fuck out of my temple! Don't ask me about no orb, kid. I don't want to see you around here." And obviously, it's right there. It's right on his forehead. But you know.
Yeah, there's also a suggestion that this monk has run into Musashi before as well.
Yeah, I maybe not as long lived as Musashi, but like definitely also very fucking old.
Yeah, he mentions that he's like over 100 years old, and he looks like a type of yokai that I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure showed up in that latest Kitaro series.
It's the head. Your head has gotten so old and long, it's drooping backwards, which is why his insult of calling the children that annoy him a peanut is particularly funny, because he's the one who looks like a peanut.
Yeah, and Musashi basically bullies him into activating the statue to fight Goemon by writing a load of sutras on it, and then it starts moving.
Well, all the monks start saying the prayer to activate the mech. I'm just going to call it a mech.
It is a mech, and yes, and meanwhile, Mr. Spider has turned Osaka Castle into another mech, and then the rest of the episode is first a mech fight. He's kidnapped Sayaka, your girlfriend. That's not my girlfriend. That's how it ends, with her getting so bad.
Yeah. And he has her like strapped to, like tied to like a pole that they can make come out the top of Osaka Castle when there's like, "Don't hit me, she's in here." Yeah, which is funny.
It's also very funny they have no control over the statue at all. It's just doing its own thing.
The statue's just here because it wants to fight, basically. Yes. This is a very un-Buddha-like statue. It is here to cause fucking damage. It is a really good giant mech fight. I want to call it mech fight. It's more like a monster fight with the amount of collateral damage they're doing.
And also because it turns into Ultraman at the end, once the orb has come out of the statue, it goes into the sword, and then we get a giant YAIBA fighting the castle.
It is as the kanji for big on it, so it makes you big or makes a big statue alive, whichever comes first.
And then when he runs out of power, it flashes like Ultraman's gem.
Yeah, but there's so many good, like, again, because yeah, but we tend to skim over because it's the action scenes is where the meat of it's at. But there's so many good giant stuff thing. I really
Yes.
like the giant Buddha statue like flicking cars at the thing and just jamming I think a petrol tanker in because the Osaka Castle now has a giant skull for a thing. Keep on Onimara theme. Jams it like a petrol tanker in its nose, causing it to explode. And I was just like, lots of good shit like that.
Oh,
I
the
think it
statue,
uses a train.
the
Yeah,
castle pulls the trains out and uses them
the
as
castle puts as a nunchucks or tri-section staff or
yeah.
whatever the fuck. It's pretty fucking cool.
And I'm really fascinated by the animation styles because it feels like 3D models, but the Buddha is so
Yeah,
smooth. And even the castle's
yeah.
pretty smooth, but the Buddha, the animation on the Buddha is so super smooth. Where I'm like, is it hand-drawn animation done to look like CG,
It's
uh, or is it a
yeah,
mix
and
of the
parts of the
two?
castle, I'm just like the amount of detail on all the fucking tiles and girders and all the bits. I was just like, they have to have modeled this fucking thing, right? And then use the model to go pose to pose, and then traditionally animated parts. It's very smooth, and like you said, same with the Buddha. I'm like, did you like traditionally animate a giant fucking Buddha statue, but then like do some effects on it to kind of smooth it out, and also put that texture and everything over it? It's really nicely done. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an astounding episode. It's just so much fun, and there's so much devastation to it. It is like the first episode of this season of Panty Stocking, where you're like, have they really saved the town? Uh, like
Yeah.
YAIBA slices an entire office building apart because he gets his sword stuck in it, and rather
Yeah,
than
it's like
taking it out,
swinging through the streets is like through a narrow corridor when he's
yeah,
giant, basically. Yeah,
yeah, rather
just
than
cuts
take
straight
this,
through the
yeah,
building.
yeah, doesn't take it out the short way. He just carries on the blade through.
And
Uh,
also, it's just like as if you were thinking, like, forget about the like. And again, continuity doesn't fucking matter. We're just having fun here. Like, it's like, oh, this isn't in the same world as Detective Conan. But when Goemon introduces himself, it's like, oh, you're the famous Phantom Thief, Kaiba Kid. And he's like, no, not fucking Kaiba Kid. So it's definitely in the same fucking universe. Yeah, it's a real fun ride.
Yep, and Goromon gets away. He's not defeated this. He's stolen two of the orbs, and he's skedaddled.
Yeah.
Is it fire and gold he's stolen? Oh no, water and
Yeah.
gold. Water and gold.
Sorry,
Because
sorry. Yeah, I
yeah,
remembered it was gold, all right, because that's a fun one. So yeah.
yeah, and then it looks like we've got someone else next week, so it might be a while before we get back to Goemon.
Hmm, hmm.
And Goemon he didn't seem to be combined with an animal, did he? He seemed to be.
I mean, like, he just had the kabuki kind of makeup stuff on, but as far as I know, all these guys are combined with animals. We just didn't
Yeah,
get an
okay.
animal form.
Yeah, apparently he is. So I guess he will. We will eventually see his animal form at some point.
Hmm, hmm.
Um,
When he has to go into his second form, I guess Dragon Ball style.
then we got Detective Conan, episode 1169, The Mystery of the Man-Eating Classroom, Part 1.
Hmm.
In which we've got one of the schoolroom mysteries to solve. But first
Nobody's died, but arson has been committed. So.
yes, we open with various kids in the convenience store buying supplies.
Hmm.
I buy some mechanical pencil lead. They run into two of their friends, Maria, who buys some tape to fix the schedule, and Takuma, who buys a pad to replace the one he had while they were looking at the eclipse, and he fell over and fell on the flower bed, ruining his previous pad. And then
Yeah.
the
There's a new
story,
kid as well who was going to
yes,
buy some crisps, but he doesn't in the end. So
no, and we learn why he was looking at crisps. He's a transfer student, but we get
yeah,
an awful lot of detail about the change that each kid gave and
I
received.
I sort of glossed over that and I didn't give a shit. And then later on in the episode, I was like, oh, for fuck's sake! So I had to go back to the start of it. I had to fucking count the change of children, and I had to fucking check and see what the freaking the tax was in Japan for like consumer products kind of thing. And I didn't actually need to check that if I'd done the first calculation correctly. I was saying, no, the amount you charged her was the amount. So I had to see how much change was in each kid's pocket. Two of the kids at the end do tell you how much change they have. So that's I was fine with that. I was just like, okay, that's okay. So yeah, that I was you made me do maths like on the grade school level. If Billy has an apple and he buys three,
yeah.
fucking no, man. I was annoyed about that. I was like, all right, fine, I'll go do maths. I can do basic maths.
Yeah.
Annoying.
Yeah, Dano, this new kid, he's a transfer student. He's spreading a urban legend at school
Yeah.
about there was this school where this kid was worried about being caught eating by his teacher. So he ate his snack incredibly quickly and choked to death, and then turned into a vengeful spirit haunting that classroom. And you have to stick crisps inside the desk to appease
You have
him.
to stick a snack in your thing, and like the other thing is like so he'll eat those the next day. So that will appease him. But then he moves on to like a different classroom, and he's just like haunting. He could be in your school. As a matter of fact, I think he's in this school. And
Yeah,
it's just like, is he trying to be a little shit, or is he trying to impress the kids because he's a new kid? But then we see a flashback, and it's clearly two bullies tricked him into letting them steal his crisps out of his
yes.
desks. Is what happened because he's a little kid. He doesn't fucking know better. You as an adult can see the situation. It's like, oh, you've been hoodwinked, kid. That sucks.
And also,
But
there was
yeah,
a flower bed being set on fire as part of this myth as well. I think that's what the
yeah,
spirit,
because
the
I
ghost.
think he said like, yeah, it's like, well, what happens if you don't feed the ghost? And it's like, well, it'll eat you. I was like, well, how do you know until up until the point? It was like, well, like vases will break and fucking like fires will start, like spooky shit. Well, bad things, bad juju happens, and then eventually he'll eat a kid if you don't feed him. So the fact that the flower bed combusts is kind of like, oh, that's a bad fucking thing. But as we know, the other kid, the kid with the curly head, he was looking at the flower bed because he fell over, and presumably based off another kid's reaction, I was counting the tulips earlier and there seems to be one missing, and he's going like, oh fuck, I'm in trouble, because when he fell over he obviously bent one of the tulips, and he's worried that he's going to be excommunicated for the crime
Yes, and Maria is worried that her mum's going to come to the class visit day this
and throw her back
afternoon
out again.
and throw her back out again. And Genta's worried that his mum's going to turn up and tell him off.
Well, that she's gonna. He said that she said specifically she's gonna slap him if he falls asleep in class, and I'm like, well, just don't fall asleep while your mom's there, and you'll be grand.
But yes, there is a fire while they're all getting lunch. These tulips have self uh, set themselves on fire.
Hmm.
Self-immolated, that's the word I was looking for. And I goes out with a vase of water to put them out, and Conan investigates the clues, goes over everything we just said, and then reveals that he knows who's done it at the end of the episode, and he'll tell us next week. And then presumably some
Yep.
other stuff will happen to fill up the rest of the episode.
Yeah, I presume like because I was like, this is plot relevant, so I assume when they solve it immediately next episode, then the plot relevant things will happen because he solves it
Yes.
by, hey, will you get me one of those egg timers or whatever from the baking class? And the teacher's like, all right, I'll go get one. He's like, oh fuck, the battery's gone. Does anyone have a 10 yen coin that I can open it up with? And it's like, two of the kids, the new kid and the kid with the curly hair say, oh, I've got one. And the girl says she doesn't have it. Who's worried about her mom coming in, and our
She
main
should have
girl,
had it from the
she
previous, from where we saw her get the change. I take it that's the
yeah. We
situation.
see her get the change, and I calculated like tax was included. I was like, that's
Yeah.
fucking fine. So the other little girl should have. If I'm reading, I also had to look up fucking denominations of Japanese fucking coins. She should have 4 10 cents, sorry, 10 yen coins, which is what
Yes.
he asked for. So I think I have my maths right with that. I am in general bad at maths anyway, so
Yeah.
I have to
I
put
mean,
work in.
yeah, they a low for I, they like show you the change in the tray. I can't remember if they show you the change for
They
the other
don't show you the
kids.
change for the second girl and the kid with the curly hair, who's worried about breaking the rules. He has he says what change he has. We don't ever see him pay or get change, but then he says, "I got that much change back because it was this much." Like, so he's been open for, and also he says he has them on him, or he didn't have them on him. I can't whichever he's like he's been up front about it. So I don't think it's him that has set the fire. Like, he was worried about getting caught with a rose. But it's the little girl, because she has lied about what change she should have on her at the time. She set up some sort of Rube Goldberg situation with a flower pot to collapse after a certain amount of time while she was getting lunch to make it look like she wasn't doing it. All to protect her ma'am. Oh, if only I'd known. So she's done it for good reasons. So that's why she probably won't get expelled or anything. So, it'd be grand.
Yeah. So that's the first half. We'll see how it all ties into the bigger story next week.
Yeah, that's the main thing.
Yeah, the current arc in the comic has almost so much of the overriding plot that there's barely room for the actual mystery.
Okay.
It's so good. It feels so much like it's heading to the end game, and you pause for a moment and you go, "There's no way it's heading towards the end game."
Because he doesn't want to. He doesn't want to end it
Yeah,
anytime
also
soon.
because he's made the end game bigger again by adding all these extra mystery characters,
Oh, okay.
and they're not involved in this story.
I did like the idea of them just blasting through the individual mystery or solving the individual crime, because they're so good at solving crime now. That's second banana to the overarching plot. Yeah.
Yeah. I really need to go back to that first FBI arc, though. That's for sure. Because, boy,
it's all relevant again. Yeah.
Well, I think it's always been relevant. I think it's all the
Yeah.
the thing of like, why are the FBI the ones who are so on board with Conan?
Yeah.
As
Yeah.
of like, I don't think that they don't. Obviously, Shuichi, he doesn't know for sure, but he's pretty certain that Conan is Shinichi. And obviously, we're both got secret identities, so we'll both respect each other's secret identities. And obviously, his sister is pretty sure as well, so presumably the mother is pretty sure as well. We know now that we're fairly
Well, they keep
certain
trying
from
to catch him, basically. So
yeah,
yeah.
we know from the last arc, it's fairly certain that the head of the Tokyo one, he knows as well, because he's like, yes,
Actually,
I will explain this flashback to this small child, and sure, you can tell
yeah, you
Shinichi.
can tell Shinichi. Yeah, sure, kid. All right, if we're still going to go with that game, fair enough. Actually, the last time the mom and the daughter, they weren't trying to catch him; they were trying to steal his adultifying drugs out of his bag. He's probably got some on him. They're that sure it's him. It's just like, let's just fucking rob the kid.
Yes.
Yeah,
I feel like the FBI are the ones who are like totally on board really early, which I need to go back to see if I am right in thinking that. And having that because of the last arc, it's like, how much do they know based on what happened in that last arc of the flashback we've now seen? And are these people who were poisoned with the tablets actually dead? Or are they living under different identities in America? Because it's also really funny that the FBI are the ones who are working so beyond where they should be working.
They are very out of their jurisdiction.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a strange one. All right.
But yeah, this is Conan is so good. It's really however many years it's been now, hitting its stride even more. Like it's like One Piece. If I assume seeing the people who they consider like professional rivals and friends, it's probably pushing both of them further and further to do greater and greater things.
Yeah, definitely.
Then we got the summer Hikaru
my battery's
died.
acting up. That's why I'm dicking around with my computer, because the battery's slowly dying, and I was like, that's not good. Yeah, summer Hikaru died. Episode 4, Summer Festival.
Summer Festival, yeah. In which the summer festival happens, but Hikaru can't go in because you fellas put a barrier around the festival. Ghosts keep out.
Yeah. I did like that they're just having a nice time at the festival, and the lads, well, the suspicious dad fucking cult is having a conversation with him, and the hamster freaks out. He's like, fucking the trap is sprung. It hit the barrier around the shrine because he was trying to get to the shaved ice stand, basically. Very,
And he's
very simple fucking thing. Yeah.
and he's just like, oh, I'll just turn my hand, I'll go down to the river, and we'll have a chat at the river. Um, but yeah, it's very clear from like the full story of this episode. It's your lad was in love with Hikaru when he was alive,
Yes.
and
It's becoming way less subtext where a conversation he has with Akara at the time, they're talking about a guy who's considered everyone considered him like what did they say, like diseased or something, like I can't remember what fucking
yeah,
term they use. But it's like, nah man, he's gay, and Hikaru's actual Hikaru is kind of like, oh, LGBT. You know, it's like, so you want to get out of this podunk town because they don't like them LGBTs. They're too old fashioned, and you want to get into the city because you're gay, because you're a gay kid. Yeah, it's becoming more text rather
oh,
than
that's
anything
my, I
else,
think
which
that's
is
my phone now misbehaving. Um,
ah,
took it a bit
yeah,
further away. Yes, and also you get the feeling like he know that the original Hikaru knew this, and the feelings aren't necessarily reciprocal, but he understands his
like he cares about his
feelings.
friend, but he mightn't like feel the same way back. Like
Yes.
this guy's his best friend. He doesn't like him that way. Is the impression you're getting? Like Hikaru wouldn't admit to these things because maybe he doesn't fucking feel them. But this Hikaru, maybe not. That's the
No,
other thing.
and the
This
problem
this
is
thing
that
inhabiting Hikaru's
yes,
corpse is the other
and
thing.
the
Yeah,
problem is
yeah,
this is not Hikaru from your other boy's point of view now. So it's the weird thing of also get the reveal that he's known he was dead since he was dead because he found the corpse after.
yeah. They actually, but besides the flashback of him having the conversation with Hikaru back when he was alive, it flashes back to the night of the parents show up. We're going to do a search in the mountains, and it's like, you kids stay home, and him saying to his sister, I'm going to go out and look for him. And he comes across the tree that looks like a booby lady, and he's like,
Yes.
weird fucking tree. And then he sees, oh fuck, it's a cow. He's cold. His body's actually fine. It's because it's winter, so it's like he's not breathing. Shit, he's dead. And then we kind of get a cut, and apparently he was out of it for fucking days because very upset. But by the time he came to, Hikaru was back in the hospital, and he's like, you were fucking dead. I fucking saw your corpse. Like, so he'd
Yes.
known before this other Hikaru has appeared.
Yes,
Um, yeah,
and if you don't skip the credits, you don't go to the
yeah.
next episode, you also get the reveal that the original Hikaru asked the thing on the mountain um, to protect Yoshiki.
Well,
Um,
it's not only when he was going up in the woods to do this, again, the evil dad cabal is what I'm calling them. They were trying to get his family to do this thing to appease this mountain god or whatever the fuck it is. Um, so he was going up there to bring an offering in a bag or something like that, and he saw the booby tree, went cool booby tree, slipped,
yes,
banged his fucking head, and was bleeding out in the forest floor, going like, "Oh man, I didn't live up to my family name,"
yes,
and he keeps saying, and he's not going to be okay without me. And he's thinking of his best friend, going like, I
yes,
need someone, I need to look out after him, which is the last thought he has as this thing enters his body, essentially. So that's the last thought he had, is the thing that this entity has really fucking honed in on. Is like, I gotta mind this guy. That was its first thought, was Ikaru's last thought, essentially. Yeah.
yeah. Also, the booby tree is dying from seeing a booby tree is also a very funny way to express that this character is heterosexual.
That's the other thing I was thinking, because like our main guy doesn't really react. He's like, weird tree, it's just kind of like, he's a horny teenager, but he's not horny for the booby tree, so don't worry about it. Yeah,
uh,
it's a really well constructed fucking thing, and again, still manages to stick in comedy in tragedy and everything. It does a great job. Yeah.
yeah, and while
Oh
and then
yes,
yes,
that's
there's also Mrs. Kurebayashi. She has there's very weird things happening around her. The question is, are these things only she can see because she became mixed? Uh,
yes. We have the two girls sitting outside a convenience store, and one of them's like, "Oh, I'm going to go home. I'm going to go back across the railways, and the barriers come down because the train's coming." She's like, don't fucking go that way." She's like, "Well, your premonitions are always right. I'll go the long way around." And she can hear something, and that's the same thing that our psychic housewife hears and goes like, "Get the fuck out of here, ghost!" Like, she literally like slaps it out of the air, essentially.
yeah, she's kind of like, yeah, she just it's the jolliness we saw in the previous episode is completely gone, and now it's this just
Yeah.
tiredness of having to deal with the supernatural.
Because there is
Um,
some kind of ghost haunting that fucking railway crossing, and she's like, "Ah, for fuck's sake, I don't need to be doing this. I got a job and shit to do." But I hope that kid's okay. Well, I guess we'll find out. She knows something's up, and it's just like, "Ah, for fuck's sake, ghosts." It's just awkward for her, which is really the mundanity of it. The way she
y-
treats it is really funny. Yeah.
yeah, and I think that's mirrored by the way Tanaka's talking about how he does things his way. He doesn't like to do them the way that
Yes.
his company he works for says should be done.
Because
Um,
when the evil dads say to him, is like, "Oh, you put a barrier up around the temple. Could you put one up around the whole town?" It's like, "Yeah, I could, but it cost me an organ." They're like one of your body organs is like, "Yeah, so I don't really want to do it." And it's like, Jesus, man. Okay, fair enough. Like,
yes, because narratively everything points to him being the older son
yeah,
who left the village.
he's also been mixed in his own fucking way, and he's a different kind of ghost catcher. He's taken on as a career rather than, I guess, a side hustle. Because your one's like a housewife first and foremost,
Yes.
seemingly. Yeah.
Um, yeah, still the standout show of the summer for me. Um,
I don't think anything's gonna surpass Apocalypse Hotel, which is just so much of my jam. But this show is so well put together. Yeah,
it
absolutely,
is. I like the
great
fact
stuff.
that it's spooky, but it has humor in it as well.
It makes it more fucking human. It's not like the dread's always fucking there, but it's not constant dread because you can't maintain that. You need to have. Like in a horror movie, you have a jump scare in order to release tension. You have moments of comedy in order to make the real fucking creep factor really be able to set in.
Yeah.
It's important.
Then we got PUNIRU is a kawaii slime, episode of 16, a being more perfect than a toy, in which our mad scientist teacher, using the science discovered in the previous episode, has created his own artificial being, Jelly.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
not slime. It is. I guess the way he's looking at it, it's like those gel robots, that kind of thing. And I guess because of the color of her as well, I was getting is like, is she supposed to be the what's the thing with the self-replicating robots, and it's eventually the gray
oh
ooze or
yes, the
something? What
grey
do they call
goo.
it?
The grey
Grey
goo is
goo.
what.
That's
Yes,
it. I was wondering where they're going with that with her as well. If she can self-replicate the same way Punaru can, I guess that's
yes,
a genuine fucking worry now in this show.
yes. He has created an artificial 13-year-old who is immediately horny, which then leads to the best joke, possibly in the entire series, is that he has
It's pretty
fitted
good.
her artificial intelligence with a child filter so she can never find the actual answers to
Yeah.
her horny desires.
So yeah, so Mammy is kind of like going, I guess we need to go into the secret room to find the professor because I think that's where he goes for his lunch break. And I know it says do not enter, students, get the fuck out of my secret fucking lab. But I'm going to go in and check on him anyway. Holy shit! You made a Punaru for me? Thanks, professor. It's like, it's not for you. It's not a Punaru. It's a different fucking thing. I'm going to blather on, and meanwhile Mammy is releasing it from its
Yes.
tube, and it comes out, and it is incredibly selfish, and it doesn't want to do, like, he's like, clean up the classroom because the lads have caused an explosion in the classroom, and she's like, I'm not going to do that. I'm a higher fucking form of intelligence. That's for lowly fucking humans to clean up lowly human shit. And he's like, well, you do have free will, which is pretty good, so I'm going to still count this as a win in my science book. So she's like, in order to prove that I'm truly sentient, I need to achieve a thing a human can, which is to procreate. So if I want to procreate, I have to. Let me just online search because I'm connected to the internet at all fucking times. All right, so the things of romance is running with food on you, a girl falling from the sky, and being caught by a guy on a white steed. Or there's a few other things that obviously our main boy barely fucking fulfills because of
Yes.
sheer happenstance. He happened to be carrying a book with a picture of a zebra on it. That's basically half a white horse. Good enough. That kind of shit. But yeah, she's decided this is the kid I'm gonna fuck.
Except she does not know that, and she cannot possibly find
She
that
cannot.
out.
Sex is a thing that is filtered out on the thing. She's like, ah, you know how I know how babies are made. It's when you kiss. She's like, hang on, that can't be right. It's when you're trying to cross the thing so you get the stats of both. It's like, no, that's Pokemon. Fuck. It's yeah. She cannot look anything up beyond, I guess, the 13 age filter that's on her
Yes.
fucking web history. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
It's a great fucking joke. Yeah, for sure.
it is because it's very funny that the teacher is so proud, and also like, well, yeah, why wouldn't I put this thing in? Of course, I got to put this thing in, otherwise it would be a terrible problem. And
It's a
also, the
kid. I did make a kid, so I am going to put child fucking filters on the fucking thing. But I do love the idea. I've access to all human knowledge up to this age range. It's just like no
yes.
further beyond that.
And there's also some very funny PUNIRU faces when she's being ignored in favor of this new character.
Hmm.
And so she turns herself into Tinkerbells, so everyone will pay more attention to her.
I mean, they kind of do. The lads are planning on pinning her up like a
Yes.
Lepidopterus or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Kotaro is not interested in the affections of any slime creature. Um,
Hmm.
so,
He doesn't like cute things, don't you know?
yeah, there's a good design bit with Jelly of when she's crying and it's her glasses form the shape of a tear.
Yeah, yeah. She's not actually producing tears. She hasn't shown as much elasticity as Puniru yet,
No.
but I guess we'll see further down. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the final shot is her and Puniru melting on top of Kotaro, much to his annoyance.
Yeah, again, he's essentially in a horror movie, but it's been played for laughs. Is how it's working. These two slime creatures are fighting on top of him, and there's nothing he can do about it.
Next week, Puniru powers up.
Hmm.
Also, yeah, all the other characters are pretty much there as well.
Yeah, yeah, they all get a bit. They all get a little joke in, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Then we got GACHIAKUTA episode 3, The Ground, in which our hero Rudo meets his new trainer.
Oh shit, I've forgotten his name. Yeah, yeah.
Zanka, yes, he's with his weapon, the lovely assist staff.
I did like how he meets up with the guy, because your man's like, "Hey, I left you a bit of money there, but don't spend it all in one place." It's like, "Are you sure it's okay for me to take this fucking money?" It's like, "It's all right. I sold your clothes and used the money to buy you the medical care you got at the start of this episode, buy you that meal, and there's the change." You know, so just go nuts. He's like, "You sold my fucking." It's like, yeah, it's fine. So a cat steals his money, and he robs a random stick in order to pin this cat down and get his little bag of money back. And the dude's like, "Hey, that wasn't just any random stick. That was my cool stick, little kid. I'm gonna kick your
Yes.
ass now."
And
And this guy is very hot and cold, basically. He's like, "I'm gonna kill you,
yes.
punk." And then it's like, "Oh, well, if he handed it right back to me, it's like, oh, easy mistake to make. You didn't see it was mine." And then he's like, "Fuck, I managed to diffuse the situation. This is the first time I've ever managed to do that," says our main character. Is like,
Yes.
"I'm gonna practice my smiles on this guy." Again, I feel like this is like a weird face mapped to like a 3D head, the way it's warping, and
Yes.
like
Yeah.
it's very funny and nasty looking. He is not good at smiling. So your man
Yes.
immediately takes offense again
Yes,
because of this nasty
that's
smile.
the best smile I've ever managed. Maybe I was showing too much teeth.
And
And then
close my eyes more. Maybe that's it. Yeah. And then it's like a very Anya kind of face, actually, a very smug grin looking
yes.
thing. Hmm.
Or Suika when she hasn't got her glasses on with the
Yeah, yeah.
scrunched up eyes.
Kind of shriveled up. So that just causes more of a fight. And he's like, "All right, if we're gonna fight, old man, I'm gonna fight you with this stick I'm pulling out of this garbage." And it turns out it is not a stick; it is a plunger. And because he's powered it up, it is constantly covered in shit. So he's just running the fuck away for the rest of the time. He's like, "Please don't flick any more shit at me. I'm very scared of being covered in shit." Understandably. This place is garbage, but you don't want to be covered in actual human excrement. That seems bad. Um, he ends up like with a bunch of shit on him anyway. So, but yeah,
Yeah, and then Jin picks the pair of them up, and there's a woman in the van messing with Rudo's hair.
yeah. Again, no social skills on our main character, which is funny. So yeah, it works.
Yes. Yeah, it's just lots of fun action and funny faces. What more can you ask for?
I do appreciate there's like he's gonna have a powered up plunger. It's just like, okay, so we're not just gonna do like interesting uses, also dumb fucking uses of his power. Excellent.
Yes.
That's a good sign for its quality, and I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, it's kind of messing around. It's basically, yeah, it's not just I pick everything up and it turns into the same weapon. It's going to be
Yeah,
based on what is the object. And I guess in a
yeah.
planet full of garbage, that will give them plenty of things to play with. As I
Mm-hmm.
look up the many episodes titles of the next episode of City. It is the
Yeah, yeah.
star of Tanabe, a very strange visitor, Ms. Tanabe and Hotaka. Tsurubishi Makabe's Twilight, to be continued, Ecchan and the Real Deal and the Bread Festival and Human Intersection. I think we open with like a thing which is
Oh, we actually open with an unnamed one.
yes,
Yeah,
and
you're
none of these
right.
things happening, which is uh, Tatiwaku, the older brother
The
of Matsuri, pining after Riko Izume, who appears to be walking home fast asleep.
Yeah, she's walking home as dozy as she is in the rest of her life, and I do like that he's hiding behind a lamppost, and you can't see him, but you can see like the heartbeat like noises coming from behind it while he's trying to not accost her or anything. He's like, "Whoa, you happen to go this way too, huh? Me too, yeah." And he's like, "If I can just like talk to her for any length of time, I can go like, hey, so do you like me?" Or like pose a thing that will make that answer obvious. And he keeps trying to, but then her beauteous grace like just silences him immediately. And he's just like, like I just fucking can't. But once that she smiles at him so sweetly, he's definitely convinced that she is into him. Even though he has not said anything, or she has not even said
Yes.
anything to affirm that. But yeah,
This
Egypt basically.
this I was gonna say this seems overly familiar teenage boy behavior. Um,
Yeah.
a girl was nice to me. She must be in love. Then we get to this is all very. This is a lot of the plots are very multi-layered in this one. So the initial thing is that Nagumo is at the police station dropping
Yeah.
off a delivery because she comes to pick the plates up later. Um,
Yeah.
where there is a poster up asking for the whereabouts
Have
of
you seen this man? I was like, oh my god, is he in
Hito.
trouble? He
Yes.
he seemed really nice, and it's like, no, that's why he's wanted, because he's so nice that the richest girl in town wants to give him an award for being a nice man, basically. So that's a job for the police to get involved with.
Yes. And is there a reward? No, there's no reward. And then she goes outside and then sees a Tsukinoku and then comes back in and goes, is there a reward for a Tsukinoku? And the policeman goes, yeah, I asked about that as well. And no, there's not.
Because I spotted the Sukinoku, so I said I better check up, and I was like, no, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
Very fucking funny. The other thing I really like, I mean, like this is solid fucking episode back to front, but I really like the interstitial parts where they have a literal crossing on the logo where the characters are passing out the characters at the cross section who are going to be in the next sketch. And like you
Yes.
say, it keeps cutting between everyone in the town, and everyone in the town gets involved in the same plot line. So it works really fucking well. It's
Yes.
just very well structured.
And she returns to the restaurant where Ihito is there and she's asking, saying, oh, there's a sign up here. She wants to give you an award for being nice. He goes, I'm not nice, but if I ever, so that's why I'm trying to avoid her. I don't deserve a reward for being nice. But if I ever see her, I'll give her an award for thoughtfulness. Uh,
He also wants to give the dad, the chef of the restaurant, the an award for delicious food, because he got himself a lovely soba, despite the fact this is a Western style
yes,
restaurant. You even serve really good fucking wow. Okay, you get an award for doing great stuff. And initially he has no reward for our our girl.
yes,
Even, but she was setting up a trap earlier, which he did. He was very amused by trapping a ball in the door so it'll fall on the
yes,
head of the person coming in or out. Um, and he takes the trap like a champ, and he goes like, "You get an award for you got me."
yeah.
And they're all like, "What a nice man! What
My
a
favorite
lovely
bit,
fella!"
my favorite bit of the sketch is where he's denying that he's nice while he's
Yes.
paying for his meal and doing the washing up.
doing the dishes, putting in the tip jar, also putting in the charity box. Like he's just like, no, I'm not a nice guy. It's just, dude, you don't need to wash up out. That's the restaurant's job. But no, too nice a man.
Then a very strange visitor is Tasuwaku returns home. Everyone's gone to bed. He goes to his room and discovers that there is a voice in his room claiming to be him from the future. Uh,
Like, yeah, I
uh,
can prove it to you. You got a mole on, you got two moles on your left shoulder. He's like, yeah, but that's not. It's like you got a mole in the shape of Orion on your inner fucking thigh or whatever the fuck. And he's like, oh shit. Uh, can you tell me about the future? He's like, yeah, but I can only answer this many questions. So he asks him about his future, which he's entirely concerned with. Is like, do I get a girlfriend? It's like, and is it specifically this one girl that I like? Because yeah, that's the thing he's concerned with as a horny teenage boy, and
it
the
turns
him
out
from the future confirms it.
it's
But
his
no,
dad waiting for him to confront him about his poor grades in maths. But then he has the amazing thing of saying, "Is this what I look like in the future?"
he's about to touch his dad's face. It's like, is this what I look like? It's like, that's your dad. Like, you fucking dipshit.
Or he knows that his dad and he's just winding his dad up now at this point.
It's hard to know how stupid the characters are in a given
Yes.
circumstance. They're generally quite silly. So yeah.
Then we get Ms. Tanabe and Hotaka, where we meet Ms. Tanabe, who is recuperating from a. And we know how. Because he was nice to her when she was injured, which is why she's trying to give the.
Yeah, I don't think she's sick of, like, she keeps asking the butler. It's like, how long will I be pent up? What's his name? Okado or something like that. Some very typical
Yeah,
butler name.
Hotaka is.
Oh,
Yeah.
I got it pretty close. Yeah, it's just like, and he's like, I've answered you 100 times already, ma'am. It'll be in a month. It's like, oh, I can hardly be done up for a month. We could search for that nice man again. He also does his famous octopus impression, even though he has to explain what the
Yes.
fuck it is to entertain her. And she's like, yeah, we could do that. That might be a bit of a laugh. But then her
She's about
parasol
to ask.
gets,
Well, no, she's
yeah,
about to ask how long has it been? How long is it going to take
yeah,
for a leg to heal again? When the parasol blows away and Nagumo saves it. Um,
with an incredible act of athleticism, as she tends to fucking do. And then she's like, manservant, grab that girl. I'm going to give her an award.
yes.
So he uses his kunai and chain to try and fucking ensnare her. But fortunately, she trips on, what fucking animal is it? I can't remember.
Is it the
She trips
mole
on one of
again?
the. I think it is the mole. That would make sense for it to be the mole that she
Yes, it
trips
is the
on.
mole because she then dodges and then the chain captures the footballer who tripped over the mole in the previous episode.
It kept the easily prone to injury footballer, so
Yeah.
because the entire team scream his name as he's been caught by a ninja, seemingly. Um, which the butler, like, pulls him in, spins him around, like plops him back down. It's like, there
Yes.
you go, sir. Never mind. But he does get a candid shot of our mysterious
Yes.
girl, so we can give her an award later. Basically, yeah,
Yes. Then we get Tsurubishi Makabe's Twilight, where he regales his son with a tale of something which happened 10 days earlier and then every day in between since, where he finds a small restaurant, just goes in. He wants to be able to go into a restaurant and one day and say, "Master, the usual," and so he
yeah.
decides that
He
he's gonna.
wants to be a regular. He wants this kind of relationship. But he's decided on this place because, like, yeah, it's got nice vibes. It's like, have you got a menu? And it's the menu, and it's like, it is in the dude's terrible fucking handwriting. And it's like, can I get a beer? And it's like, so what do you want with the beer? And it's just like, what would you recommend? I would recommend the, oh, what was it, like
It's
Vittles Carbonara or something? I can't
it's
remember.
something gizzard's gratin. Uh,
That's it. Yeah, yeah,
it's
yeah.
it sounds horrible. It's apparently tastes nice, but it's not. It's too filling, and eating it day after
He
day.
enjoys it the first time. I was just like, this is surprisingly fucking, like, I thought it was going to be ass, but it's actually decent. Maybe it's just because I'm hungry. But if he eats it every fucking day, he's like, I really wish I could just have like a cucumber or something like refreshing, not
Yes.
this. Oh, it's so heavy on the stomach. But I need to order it every day so I can just go the usual, pal. Um,
And then after 10 days, he thinks that now's the time, I can do it. And the place has closed down. And then he goes back through and goes, "Oh, yes, I've been going there different times a day every day, and I'm the only person who's ever in there." And there was flowers outside from the local newspaper. He's like, all the clues were there that this was not going to be here 10 days later. Um,
Yeah, yeah. And
uh,
so he is upset to the point where he falls down the embankment towards the river. Not in the river. He's not that character. But his copy of what's the Mr. Depressed? I can't fucking think of the name of the
oh,
comic.
Mr. Bummer. Yes, he finds
Mr.
Mr.
Bummer
Bummer.
falls out, and Mr. Bummer's thing of life's just shit, I guess, like, or whatever the fucking tagline was on the volume of manga. He's just sitting down and reading. It's like, man, this is such a solace. I'm gonna share it with my son. Here you go, son. And the son's like, nah, I don't want that.
Which is reflected later when Wacko's preparing to do something, finds a copy of Mr. Bummer, and then just stops mid preparation and reads the entire volume.
She was heading to get out. She was going on a
Yes.
adventure kind of thing, but it's very much so you're tidying, and the worst thing I find of tidying is having books, which I have a fuck ton. It's like, time to dust off the books. Oh, flicks through the thing, reads the entire fucking volume. It's just like shit. All
Yes.
right, I've just that is a genuine thing. You have to really
Yeah.
focus on the task, and I am
Um,
also in the same position
yes.
as her. Yeah.
And the setup to this adventure is that
Yes.
Nagumo is bringing her washing of every single, like 20 hoodies, which all look alike. But
And
she's also,
what are you, a manga character? I was like,
yes,
yeah, I only have I have one set of clothes, but I have it repeated, so I'm not wearing the same
yes.
clothes every day. Yeah.
But she brings in Nakura's t-shirt, which apparently has shrunk.
Hmm.
And Nakura's like, I'm gonna wear this t-shirt, and tries to stretch it out, and then Wacko comes from the ceiling dressed as a ninja slash penguin, takes a
Hmm.
photo of Nakura trying to put on this too small a t-shirt, and then she
She's
reveals
put
that
on like a small child's t-shirt just on her head. It's not going further than
yes,
that, essentially. Yeah.
Wacko in fact has the real t-shirt. She made this small one to play a prank.
While
Um,
you were sleeping last night, she's
yes,
there on a sewing machine, which I was like, that would be too noisy to sleep through, but shows what I know. She's a ninja penguin. Yeah, and it's like, but I did find these pants next to the machine. Oh no, my shorts have shrunk. Ah, these are the real pants. I've also made a tiny pair of shorts in order to trick you again. It's
yes,
why are you doing this, Wacko? But out of the real shorts fall a pendant, and our sporty girl is about to go grab it, and you want accidentally, whoops! I accidentally kicked it out the fucking window. Didn't mean to
yes,
do that. You know how that happens sometimes. Like, it was landed on that weird fucking cat rabbit fucking thing
yes.
that everyone who walks by it wants to squeeze its ears. They look pretty squishy, so I understand why.
Yeah, I think they're rubbing it for luck
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they're all doing it after something terrible's happened. So
Again, all this interconnected tissue, like we haven't even mentioned that, keep coming up in the thing. But now that they want to catch the rabbit thing, it's running off with the pendant on it. And as Wacko explains to her, it's just like, oh, that's a pendant where you keep like a secret or the person you have a crush on in, and your one's like, oh, blackmail material. Oh, we're fucking getting that off her. And this is where it takes her reading an entire volume of Mr. Bummer in Love before she manages to get all her shit together. She brought like safari full gear kind of thing, where she has a pair of
yeah,
binoculars and a canteen and all that stuff.
a pit
She's
helmet,
ready.
yes.
Yes, yeah,
In between this, we get Ecchan and the Real Deal and the Bread Festival, where Ecchan and what's the Makabe daughter Matsuri
yeah.
uh, are doing their usual hanging out together. This time, Ecchan is showing off her American vernacular.
She has a hamburger for lunch, and she's like gorilla. Just saying all the cool English words that she can say. Where it's just like, are you really her? It's like, no, I'm her. Like, not her pretending to be her. I'm her that's become the real her or something. I'm the real deal.
Yes,
I'm her. Are you the real deal or her? It's like, I'm the real deal that she has become, or some weird fucking thing. And they're like, cool. They start a fan club. They disband the fan club. They start a different
yes.
fucking fan club.
Yeah, Ecchan's about to tell her that she's moving, and then can't break her happiness, so instead decides to tickle her instead. And
Yeah,
then the rabbit passes by, and they decide to bunk off school and chase that rabbit instead.
yeah. They start a club about. It's like, well, lunch is about to be over. It's like, well, let's start the leaving school to get that fucking pendant club. It's like, all right, yeah, let's fucking go. They are ready to fucking go. I think that's why the prior sketch was to be continued. Is like because now that this is going to be the continuing thread throughout the rest of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and they all start chasing after the pendant, and essentially the rest of the episode is everyone running across each other, chasing the pendant, chasing other things, discovering posters of themselves, being
And
captured by butlers.
it's being metaphysical in the fact that all our characters are being the human intersection of like crossing each other's paths and that kind of shit. But there's also literally an intersection joke, like all the little ident parts that they'd been doing the whole time. That's so fucking good that I had to go back and watch it twice because there's all these different guys happening. The manga artist shows up and has to protect some ducklings.
Yes.
It's very good. Yeah, yeah.
And it ends with no one's recovered the pendant. The
Yeah.
landlady is looking like she's thought of a plan, and then we get another to be continued.
Yeah, it's because the landlady has seen her being captured, seen her least
Yes.
paying tenant being captured by a butler and pulled into a limo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I
So
was like,
presumably, if she gets an award, maybe you can get the rent out of her. I'm not sure. We'll see.
yes. And will it actually be continued next week, or will we just ignore the? Oh no, apparently it is. Okay,
Okay. Okay.
good. Yeah, a lot of fun. I think it's warming up the more sort of. I know, as I understand, it goes completely unhinged next week with its storytelling.
Excellent.
But it's becoming more rhythmic, and it's like the speed feels like it's speeding up as well,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
as it goes along. Sakamoto Days, episode 14, Strong Assault, an episode I'm not entirely sure I watched, but I'm fairly certain I know the contents of. Um,
Yeah, it kind of opens on our cliffhanger from the last one where Minimalist is threatening Mrs. Sakamoto in Sakamoto's convenience store. But wouldn't you know it, it's not her, it's crap, I've forgotten his name now. The dude who's always in disguise.
Nagamo.
Nagamo is in disguise as Sakamoto's wife because he was asked earlier to do that for Sakamoto. He's like, "Hey, would you mind the shop? Because you know they're targeting me and shit. So you'd be doing me a solid, and you do fucking owe me." And he's like, "All right, I'll fucking do it." And he proceeds to fucking destroy the shop while kicking the shit out of Minimalist. There's some good visuals there of him using his weird multi-tool weapon. My favorite one is where he's like, where is he hiding? A Minimalist can't find him, but like him reaching into the fridge to see if he's hiding behind the milk or something like that. He's hiding in your reflection because he's dressed as you, kind of thing of the fridge door. And I was like, Jesus Christ, it still works animated because it was such a nice one from the comic as well. Uh, and it's a very disappointing fight for him because he's just like, oh man, we rolled the dice. I did the magician's trick where, where's my dice? Open your mouth. And it's like, 3. That's the can opener. And immediately kills Minimalist, just taking his head clean off. And it's like, fucking hell. Yeah, you got to remember, these guys are incredibly dangerous.
Around this, Shin and Lou take Sakamoto to Granny Mia, or Mia, or does he take them to Granny Mia? Anyway,
I
Granny
think,
Mia,
yeah, he knows them. He knows her because she takes care of all
yes.
the assassins, and she's given out about this. Is like, I usually don't do civvy jobs, kind of thing, but you know. So
Um,
Shin's gotten a lot of, uh, God damn it, needles that you put in someone as medicine.
acupuncture.
He's gotten a bunch of acupuncture that is. He's just like, you know, he's giving out. He's been a big baby about it essentially, and our our girl is just kind of like, oh, what happened? It's like, oh man, I got really fucked up and stuff. It's like, here you go, just drink this tea. Like she's dehydrated because she's drunk off her ass. That's her recovery from the big fight. It's just like, yeah, you're dehydrated from alcohol, pure ethanol as it happens, but still. And Sakamoto for his trouble gets a punch in the gut, which he said is like, don't worry, I hit that spot for your benefit. He's like, yeah, thanks, Granny. Yeah, you take care of them. I'll go take care of the other thing. But what she actually did, as she explains to them later, well, while she's trying to put more needles, that well, our younger girl is trying to put needles in Shin for fun,
Yes.
is that she hit him in. it wasn't his solar plexus, but it was around that area, and it's like this
Yeah.
prevents him from shifting between skinny and fat. Now he has to stay fat, stay at your normal fucking level, because I think the way she explains it is actually quite good. Like, he's 5 years out of the game, and when you try and get back to something you used to do, you try to move like you used to, but your body's older now. It moves differently. You put on weight in the case of Sakamoto, so you should adapt to what you are now rather than who you were. What you're trying to achieve when you were in your healthier, fitter, younger is the important thing body. So it's like, no, you could just kick asses while being fat. It's fine, dude.
Yes, I do wonder if he's going to have to relearn that lesson in the comic currently.
Yes. Yeah, because he keeps relying on the getting skinny thing. And it's like, just do the Sammo Hung thing, man. Just go around kicking ass while fat. It's cooler that way. And it's definitely fun for the animators. I can tell that from the way they make the fat rolls move out of the way of blows and whatnot. But yeah.
And then meanwhile, Heisuke ends up fighting apart, and then Sakamoto turns up to save him.
Yeah, I did like Heisuke like calling Sakamoto by shooting a bullet at him and Sakamoto catching it in some chopsticks, just like they trained to do. Yeah, it's a real fun bit, and it's kind of like the idea of him, like, he's just like, okay, he's a long range sniper, and this dude is using the monofilament wires, like, up close. Is like, how are you going to handle him? It's just like, I'm going to fucking call in for help again, making him a very sensible character.
Yes.
Yeah, he knows
Uh,
when he's in over his head.
yeah. Also, like Granny Mia is 98 years old and, of course, just continually chain smoking. Um,
Some people, it doesn't really slow him down, man. Yeah,
but it is very funny that she's doing that, and supposedly she's some sort of health professional.
yeah, yeah.
She's telling all these other people how to live their lives healthily. Uh, yeah, it it's fun. It's not as good as the comic, but it's there, and that's why I'm not sure whether I watched it or not. Because I think I hopped back in to check something about the comic the other week and just carried on
And the
reading it for
comic's
a bit.
more in your head now. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Uh, Now, detectives these days are crazy. Episode 5, I most certainly did watch. Welcome to the world of grown-ups, a midsummer thriller, and Mashiro and the agent from the stars. In the first half, Mashiro is going to learn what the world of grown-ups is like. Answer: it's nothing like this. This is just the
This
world of
this is it's
some
so good
weirdos.
because I've never experienced this myself, but I like to think that this definitely fucking happens, where a bunch of people who are adults are essentially cosplaying as what they, or role playing as what they think adults
Yes.
should be like. And in this space, we've all agreed in the bar that we all appear like super cool guys in like a noir type situation. It's like
Hmm.
we've all agreed that we all have lives that are pathetic or not this outside of this, but in here, we all have cool adult nicknames. Most people are from Gunma Prefecture, which is a weird fucking detail about adults that
Yeah.
they don't teach you.
There is a bar in the Judgment Games
Hmm.
that is very much like this, and the Judgment Games came after this comic started. So I do wonder whether they're
Ah,
both both referencing something else or whether they
yeah,
just had
yeah.
this in mind. Yes, they're all like, yeah, you say they're all, everybody who's coming to this bar is acting like they're in a noir. And they're being subtitled as well, which is very funny too,
It's
because
funny
they
because
are
the
just
subtitles
speaking
are like,
Japanese.
they are speaking Japanese, and the subtitle for the Japanese subtitle is different than the subtitle you get in English,
Yes.
because you can hear that it's like they are saying a different thing, but it's the idea of like subtitles mean they're cool, and the subtitles are there for like the cool factor rather than the yeah, for the actual reading fucking factor. What's your man's name? The main guy who's at the bar who does nothing the entire fucking time. The dude with the sunglasses. They all have cool nicknames anyway.
Something like Bongo or something like ridiculous like
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that sounds about right. But he just keeps saying, it's like, he's like, how amusing, and it's just like that's basically what he reacts to fucking everything with. He's just like a nice guy at the bar. The bartender has a medical condition where if you behave in like a non-adult way, he will faint on the spot. So when Mashiro asks for like a tall frothy glass of milk or something like that, he immediately like cracks
Well,
his
no,
fucking head on the
no.
bar.
They thought
Sorry,
that
sorry.
was going to be safe. She wants a drinkable yogurt. Is what knocks him
That's
unconscious.
it was a very like, nah, that's not cool. That like he's not get out of my bar with that shit, but it does cause him to fucking injure himself. He's like, no, I'll be
Yes.
okay.
And then she wants a barley tea, which also causes him to almost knock himself out. Which then in a later story, she's complaining that she drank too much barley tea.
She was really gagging for it in the bar, so she just had to take her fill when she could.
Yes, because the
Yeah,
second
cool.
story, she's busting for a piss the entire second half of the second story.
Don't drink tea; it'll fucking go right through you if you've got plans, I guess. But yeah, a cool lady comes in and she's obviously like flirting with her main detective thing. It's like, oh, they used to have a thing, or at least that's the thing they're playing up. But the bartender has called him in because there's stupid graffiti that keeps appearing on his bar, and it's not cool and adult, and it's going to cause him to fucking concuss himself on the pavement or something. So if you could do this job for me, he's like, I don't work on weekends. So this is a job for a friend. They're being really cool with each other. It's like, wow, and all these rules Mashiro is going to learn is like adults are magnanimous, and like it's like, okay, write that down. So it's not a job. He's just doing a favor for a friend, and he already knows who did it anyway because the woman who came in, she has paint on the hem of her dress because she's doing it to bring him. So the bartender would ask him to come here to solve it, so she could meet him again because she mentioned he hadn't been in the bar in a bit, and it's like she's missing her old flame, and it's like, oh, it's all just a misunderstanding between cool friends.
Yes, and then they all toast to Mashiro. Oh, sorry, Pure White. That's the nickname.
You're white, yeah. She's gotten this shitty nickname as well because randomly, yeah. That's how it works in this cool bar.
Well, Veronica is. It's because Veronica is suggesting that because she's so young, her underwear is still pure white. That's where she gets the nickname from earlier.
Like it's not a good nickname, but yeah, okay.
Yeah.
It's I could see the fun of like role playing as an adult in a place like this, but man, I wouldn't have the fucking stamina to keep it up for any fucking length of time. It's a fun one, yeah.
Then Midsummer Thriller, our two pairs of detectives are invited to a mysterious building which they're locked in and they have to answer.
Well, they're not really locked in. Mashiro closes the door behind them
Yes.
specifically, even though they're like, leave that door open. It's like, it's rude to fucking leave a door open. Were you born in a barn? But there's a... Wait, was there a different Saw reference this week, or am I fucking imagining shit?
I don't. Yeah, I think. Oh, it's a Saw reference. Yes, because it's her busting for
similar
the
kind of...
loo is the thinking.
Oh, so
is the key in the stomach, isn't it? Yeah,
the
it's her
the other Saw reference, it was in Witch Watch. We're gonna skip over this week, but it's like, would you like to play a game? I'm Zigzag, or their version of Jigsaw, or whatever the fuck. But yeah, that's why I'm thinking of it. But it's a very similar. Mysterious guy appears on screen. It's like, we're going to play a game, and for every time you get an answer wrong, I'm going to show a compromising picture of you, and then if you don't answer one question right, I'm going to put them all on the internet. And most of the pictures are...
all the pictures are of Mackie, and then they just ask.
And they're not even embarrassing. They're just her in high school, like it,
Yes.
just being like a kid, and they're not doing anything embarrassing. Like she's making like a peace sign or something. It's just like, what's the harm? Like she's just really embarrassed by him, basically.
Yes,
Yeah.
and also he's asking Mashiro all the questions because she seems to be the stupidest. So the other two are not involved in this story at all. They're just there. But Mackie
But she
points
was
out,
glugging tea
yeah,
back in the office, so she really needs to take a piss.
yes,
And that's just, even if on her good day she might be able to focus on any of these, she cannot focus. She's just thinking, I gotta piss. I can't piss. I'm gonna have to piss in the corner or something. But yeah.
But Maggie's figured out where the guy's hiding, and Mashiro just smashes the wall in and confronts them, and then runs 12 kilometers to the nearest toilet.
It's funny because they can't get phone connection because it's like a old concrete building outside of town. So as soon as she fucking smashes the wall down, like the Hulk, kind of is like Google, where's the fucking nearest toilet? 12 kilometers. She's like, fucking 12 kilometers. Like, how far did we go? But yeah, she's just pegging it to the nearest very far toilet. Is the thing. It's a very dumb fucking bit. works pretty good though. Yeah.
And then the final part is Mashiro has bought a wiretap detecting device. Again, this is the similarities between this and the Judgment games.
They're both doing like the fucking stereotypical detective shit is the other
Yes,
thing. So
it
they
is.
could be all pulling from the same source is the other thing. Yeah.
Where she thinks there's a bug in the office, but then she realizes, oh, it seems to be picking up something from the floor below. And they go downstairs and discover there's a mad scientist living below them.
Well,
Who,
our detective guy knew. I was like, well, he was like, oh, you're still living here, yeah? Like he hasn't
yes,
been down in a bit, but yeah, she is being a weirdo.
she's. Yeah, I guess she seems to be a woman in her 20s who's never gone to college, who's making all these devices and thinks the government are after her because she's making all these devices.
Hmm.
There appears to be no evidence that this is true.
I mean, when we find out what the bug is in her place, it's actually like the pizza guy who thought was like, whoa, hot lady, I'm gonna bug her to see if I can find her interest. And it's like, well, how would he have access to your apartment? It's like, well, it's because I had him walk all the way in here and hand the fucking pizza to me on my chair. Like I didn't answer the front door to him, so he had plenty of opportunity to bug the place. And I was like, yeah, they were also like, Jesus Christ, you're incredibly fucking lazy. Yes, yes, she is. Besides making weird devices, she is incredibly lazy. She has invented a incredible loudspeaker, which he uses to deafen the pizza guy, which is how they discover he did it.
Yes. And then the following morning, Masahiro uses it to wake Nagumo up and discovers there are 4 thieves lurking in the office.
Like there, one guy's behind like the wallpaper that looks like the wall kind of fucking thing, like
Yes.
it, and very like cartoonishly stereotypical looking thieves. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the episode. Just a load of old silly stuff
Yep.
happening again. Um,
Yep.
but more importantly, you've added another weirdo in now.
Yeah.
This is how these things work. You just continually add new weirdos to interact with the other weirdos you've previously introduced.
Yep. It works. It's a proven formula.
It is maybe my favorite formula, um, and obviously slightly cheaper than to do it in animation than to do it in live action. You have to keep on bringing in more and more actual
Yeah.
actors physically to a
Recurring
set.
actors and everything.
Though I
Yeah.
guess
Yeah. And you'd have to bring the voice actors, but I mean, like it's less organization,
yes.
basically. Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I guess Seinfeld does that to a degree. I guess Curb Your Enthusiasm does it to a degree. If like a character you'll
Yeah.
see in like one episode per season, and they'll show up again
They can come back. Yeah.
the next
Yeah.
season. There we've got Me and the Alien Moo Moo, episode 14, Moo Moo and the Refrigerator, uh, in which I thought this first part was quite intricate because it's like a campus comedy is essentially what this is. And then
Yeah.
we introduce this character who is somebody who graduated a while back and was the person who the queen of the campus looked up to. And her life is in complete disarray, and they have to basically intervene in it to try and sort her out.
Where we meet her is she's getting drunk on the swings in a park, and Moon was kind of like, Jesus Christ, lady, pull your life together. She's like, oh, fucking kitty cat, come here, kitty cat, and she's managed to get herself tangled in the swings in like a sex pose, like kind of thing. Like it's a what's that thing where they tie you up in knots for like horniness purposes? It's that, but with a fucking children's swing is what she's managed. By the
Yeah,
time Moo brings back our main girl to go like, you need to fucking save this woman. She's doing incredibly badly. So it's like, where do you live? It's like, no, that's my apartment. I don't know how you know that. Oh, you're the person who I hear crying next door a bunch. Yeah, okay, I'll get you in there. And she's like full hoarder, all the rubbish and bags on the floor, the dishes piled up. It's like, oh, your life is in shambles. So by the time she wakes up from her hangover, she's like, oh, I guess my mom's been over. She cleaned up the place. Like, she should have said something about it. But wouldn't you know it, we're here with your new refrigerator. And she's like, I didn't order a new refrigerator. It's like, no, don't worry. I saw your fridge was kind of fucked up and shit. So we were getting replaced it out. And the reason she's done this, remember when she bought all those fucking Apple Watches to play the fucking Pokemon Go but with cats game the last fucking week? She is in massive debt. The government cannot bail her out for this one. That's personal fucking expense. So she has to sell her on this rent a fridge type situation but it will improve your life. Like it's thinner walls, so you can actually fit more things in, and it's easier to make your bento because I saw you were into that. But like this is going to benefit you. But she is very much so. It's like, is this fucking girl like some kind of salesperson? Am I in for a scam kind of thing? But when she arranges her own bento using the new fridge and the ingredients that they've transferred into the new fridge, they're kind of like, yeah, I guess. No, you're right. This is a pretty good deal. And the guy who installed the fridge looks so fucking familiar, but I can't place him. And it's like, how would you like a new rice cooker and a new fucking other appliance, and rent those? And one's like, yeah, absolutely. You've sold me on it, little girl. I guess I'll sign up to your subscription service. So when she sees her next at school, hanging out with the queen of the school, she's like, "Hey, that's that girl who sold me my fridge." Oh, there's the creepy guy hiding behind the tree because her friend is obviously trying to go, "There's this guy I like," and it's like, it's the creepy guy behind the tree, isn't it? Like she's kind of thinking it's just like, now that she's gotten a better fridge and better rice cooker and a bunch of other fucking appliances, her life is slightly better, and she can pretend to be less of a failure to her the girl who looked up to her, who's now the college campus queen, and is kind of like, yeah, people say they saw you out fucking pissed drunk in the park, and it's like, no, that wasn't me. That's someone who doesn't have their life together, unlike me, who has a cool new fridge. Which that's a funny recurring character of like the person who had their life together in college and then went to shit immediately after when they just became a regular office drone. Yeah, it's
And
a
the
good bit.
second half is they try to sell refrigerators to the invaders.
The radical faction, the more militant
Yes.
faction. The government has recruited her because she's so good at selling fridges. We need you to sell this fridge to a tiger. Do you think you can do this mission? She's like, I mean, like, I'll give it a go. I'll give the sales pitch and everything to the tiger. And the fortunate thing is the tiger is very much so into it. He's heard about all this refrigeration technology. They are from a faction of kind of alien cats who do not photosynthesize. They do it the old-fashioned way. They eat meat, so they need some way of preserving the meat for long periods of time. And the tiger's son, who is a Black Panther, is kind of like, we don't need their fucking shit. But even he is amazed by the flash freezing technology that preserves the meat's freshness while still keeping it cold. Yeah, the tiger's very much so a very easy sell on this. He's like, wow, that's great. It's only when you start talking about vegetable storage, he's like, not fucking interested in vegetables. We don't need that part. And she's like, that's okay. I got other things to talk to you about freezing meat, so we're cool. She's doing a great job.
It's all going so well, and then somehow every TV in the shop gets switched on to a news item about the poaching of tigers.
And now there's
Um,
so little tigers left. And the tiger's like, fucking, oh, this is a fucking trap. And they all leap out the window. Like the tiger, like seems to leap out of his wheelchair as well. Like he's yeah.
yes.
He's like, we'll get you for this, Moo Moo. You shan't trick us again. And there's like, for fuck's sake, all right. We nearly had him
Yes.
though. We did nearly have him.
Because they think this is Moo Moo planning revenge for them blowing Moo Moo and the scientists up when they were invited to a peace treaty.
Yeah, the tiger's son, the Black Panther, assumes that Moo Moo took his father's legs as part of his patchwork body. Not confirmed. We've no idea what the fuck is going on with that. But yeah, this is
No.
all some the long term fucking war plot is it keeps rearing its head, but in the form of selling a fridge to a tiger, which is really fucking funny way of bringing that up. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it's very funny. And the sort of uh, Sakaraku dressed as like a man in black is a different look. I guess from the
Because she's
trailer
working for the
next
government,
week
essentially.
is
Yeah.
yeah, it's her and Animora, Animori, but with like black lines across their eyes. So I assume some people are going to think that they're dating somehow, or they're in front of a love
Yeah.
hotel as well. That might also be an indicator of people thinking untoward things about them. Um, which I
Mm-hmm.
assume there'll be perfectly innocent reasons why they're hanging around the Love Hotel.
There
Uh,
is one boy who she probably eventually wants to get into a nice dark place with, like our other one of our other main girls, but like it's not this guy. It's strictly business with this government stooge. So don't fucking
yes,
worry about it. Yeah.
yes, and we know his love interest is the girl with the dog. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
and the dog being so annoyed that she won't admit it. Yeah, I realized as I was going through my folders, I was like, "Hey, Me and the Alien Moo Moo may be one of my favorite shows of the year because of just how many screenshots I've taken of it."
It has a lot of funny visuals, and like you're still learning about fucking like basic fucking electronics and shit. It's great.
Then we've got New Panty and Stocking, episode 4, Datton City President, Pet Cemetery Hills, and Shoot for Yesterday.
Mm.
Datton City President, I think the dub translation of uh, Panty being on death row for sex without a permit is more accurate than what the subtitles give it.
Yeah, I was gonna say is like I don't think. Listen, I know it's a very bawdy show, but I feel like they're not gonna make the joke of
Yes,
Panty has done a rape and the penalty is murder. Or sorry, the penalty is
death.
execution,
Yes.
state execution. And I was just like, I don't think that's a funny joke, guys. And I was like, I assumed it was a different joke, is what they were. Sex without
Yeah,
a permit is a very funny fucking thing.
yeah, I looked at the how they phrased it on the website, and it's sex in English, and then it's this phrase which seems to where it appears elsewhere is things like importing without the proper licenses and absent without leave, and I was like, that
She
definitely
didn't have a
feels
license to fuck. Yeah, yeah,
yes,
yeah.
it feels like
That's That's funnier. And it
yes,
also, I feel like rape as a capital crime would probably it isn't funny. But also it's
no,
like this was only recently put in by the president of Datton City, and it was just like, why was that only sex without a permit? It's like, oh, that makes more fucking sense because this is a guy who's the clean cut president. Like he's saving. He's got a model girlfriend, but he's saving sex until marriage. So it's just like, okay, that seems more in line with the character of this really cool president that the plot is they have to become president so they can change the law so Panty
yes.
doesn't get executed. But the election's in a week, so we can totally do it within that time. And initially, uh, Briefs is kind of like, I could run for president. Wait, I suck. No one's gonna fucking vote for me. How about Gardabelt? No, Gardabelt got him like he had that money resting in his account. That's not gonna happen. How about the demons? No one will vote for a fucking demon. What the fuck am I thinking?
Yeah,
By process of
gossip.
elimination, yeah,
The money resting in the account was like, "Is how about just Father Ted?" Um, because wasn't that?
he's more perverted, but yeah,
'Cause
probably.
I think that was a line out of Father Ted of him saying that money was just
Yeah.
resting in my account.
To be
Um,
fair, that's also a thing priests have done. So I
yes,
mean,
true.
that's
Yes,
the other
that's
thing.
yeah. Yes, they
Yeah,
settle on Stocking, and she runs. They discover the president's a ghost. They blow him up, and then Stocking still loses. But amusingly, who's the new president? It's the Jeep. The Jeep has won.
because that's the thing that yeah, he said at the start is like any animal, mineral, or vegetable can run for
Yes.
president, and I was like, you got two fucking weird dogs right here, and I thought they were going to be up for presidency, but no, their pink fucking convertible won presidency. And this is obviously they've already hit the kill switch to electrocute her. It's like, what's that? She's been pardoned. Sorry, pardoned from being electrocuted. Right, I better go fucking tell him then. That kind of thing. While she's being electrocuted, because she needs to suffer a little bit, I think. Although in the second very special episode of the Pet Cemetery Hills, it's just like, oh, I guess she doesn't need to suffer. Maybe she does have a good heart somewhere deep, deep inside.
Yes, we get the ghost of a cat enters Panty's life, who she names Vibe. Um,
Because he's always vibrating. The shot of her asleep with the vibrator currently running is a pretty funny fucking shot.
is
But yeah, she kicked over this cat's grave and now it's haunting her. And everyone's like, that ghost cat is cute as fuck. And even Gardabell's like, yeah, don't bother killing it. He's barely worth like half a fucking heaven coin. So Panty's like, because he's small. So if I fatten up the cunt, then he'll be worth one fucking coin, right? That's how this works, yeah. Um, so she's fattening him up, treating the cat very well, having to go fuck off because she's got a fuck appointment. And wouldn't you know it, her treating the cat so well has caused it to ascend because it died not knowing love and now knows, like the guys in
sh-
Shiba Inu
yeah,
rooms.
she really
Yeah,
rooms. Is just what I was going to say. Yeah,
yeah. The cat is now known love through your care of it, Panty, so it's going to go to heaven, and she's upset, and it's just like, oh, is this? I was like, are they gonna rug pull and do like a dirty joke or anything. It's like, nope.
Well, no,
Sincere.
they still put a sincere dirty joke at the end.
A sincere dirty joke. Like it's from the heart of panties. Like, there, I fixed your fucking grave. She made a little crucifix out of vibrators. It's as close to sincere as the show can get, basically. Yeah.
Yeah. Then Shoot for Yesterday.
Oh man, I enjoyed this one. Yeah.
Yes. So basically, how's it explained? It's like there's essentially what happens is there are Kirby dots causing the world to regress backwards through Marvel animation styles until
Yes.
it just becomes a Kirby comic.
Well, I mean, like, those early fucking ones, like they did Captain America on Monday, Submariner on Tuesday, where they were essentially just still fucking panels from the comic.
Yes, but they blast
Like
through
that
into a
level of.
Kirby comic when you get like the thing at the end with the collage background.
Yes.
Uh,
They go through the collage backgrounds. They don't say new gods. They say new
Gaddy,
gaddies or something like
something.
that.
Yeah,
Barely fucking disguised. At one stage, they're riding that fucking thing from the what's that fucking thing? Kirby saw bikers and went, "That's cool. I'm gonna do the." It was about hippies, basically.
yeah. It's the new
Uh
world. It's the god.
yeah, it's one of the New World fucking guys. I can't think of their
Yeah,
fucking
it's
name
the
off the top of my
worst
head now.
one. Yeah, I know who you mean. They turn into
But
Infinity
it's a
Man.
great cover. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. But yeah, the not Silver Surfer, the Baywatcher. Oh, that's so
Yes.
good. That's so good. The Baywatcher has accidentally let a space ghost land on the planet, and it has hit a farmer, and the farmer has turned into some sort of terror man. I was getting kind of vibes off him, like, who's just going through town shooting Kirby dots at
He's
people.
got Claw's hand as well, shooting, which is where the
Yes,
Kirby dots come
that's
out.
true, actually. Yeah. And he's just going around, like, turning people into weird looking realistic is like.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah.
yeah, but is the one who gets turned into a crocodile, is that I was like, is that a Marvel reference or is that supposed to be that weird Sanrio mascot Big Challenges? Uh,
I didn't get it as the Kirby reference, but there's some weird shit out there with Kirby, so maybe I'm just
yeah,
not as versed
I
as I'd
don't know if
like,
I
that
could.
sort of thing.
Yeah, but obviously the style, it's like has the more animated style of like the later Fantastic Four cartoons and the
Yeah.
Spider-Man cartoons, and then it falls backwards to those like early, like as you say, just like barely cutouts from the comic,
Yeah, with
dragged around.
voiceovers on them, basically.
It reminded me of the first Al Ewing, Javier Rodriguez Defenders, where as they go backwards through each previous universe of the Marvel Universe, it becomes more and more primal in the elements of comics it represents.
Yes. Yeah. Definitely that kind of like backwards regression to, like, I guess, like a 60s cartoon, and then like earlier 60s cartoon, and then yeah.
And then
It, it,
just the
it,
comics, yeah.
yeah. Sorry.
But also weirdly, as it becomes the comics, it becomes more in focus because they're recreating
Yeah.
the out of focus nature of the aging cartoons, and it's like
When it
once you
actually
hit the
like changes,
comics,
like,
then it's vivid again.
once he shoots enough people with the Kirby dots, the Kirby crackle, it becomes like 4-3 rather than.
Yes.
And it has that, like, even when Briefs gets hit, like, he's in a slightly fuzzier style, like he's been upscaled from an old fucking cartoon, so it has that kind of fuzzy edge to it because it was meant on a lower resolution screen. I was like, fucking, it's got a lot of good physical jokes like that. Also, the things that they turn into, like, obviously, Stalking turns into, I halfway between the Thing and Thanos, I wanted to fucking say, because it's like a purple thing, and
Yeah, I think
yeah.
on Dark Side, I guess, if it's Kirby. If you're sticking
Yeah,
to
more
Kirby.
dark side than, I mean, like, one came from the other, that kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, and sort of Panty turns into like sort of a macho tough guy.
like the square jawed main hero, yeah.
Yes.
But yeah, they're pretty happy in their kind of lot until the
Yeah.
because obviously the reason why this hasn't happened is the Baywatcher he got hit by a bit of meteorite and it caused him to lose his memories and be brought up by I think just a regular like nurse. This happens a bunch in Marvel and
Yes.
shit. And then just randomly on the beach, he kind of gets like a message from the Baywatcher planet, and he's like, "Oh fuck, I'm supposed to be doing shit here." So he meets up with the lads, going like, "Okay, you guys have lost all your powers because we've reverted to a simpler time." And Penty realizes it's like, "We are in a simpler time. I just realized I haven't fucked in like 3 days." Because you can't have sex. The comics fucking code and shit, like yeah, so they have to team up to defeat this ghost farmer, this ghost rancher, I guess. Yeah,
Yes. And ultimately they can't, so he has to make Panty's gun possible to shoot backwards in time to shoot the ghost before it even reaches Earth while
yeah,
the Baywatcher
and he
is
can
chasing it.
like his
Um,
power like he dies in order to save everyone. But he comes back as like a baby version of the Watcher.
yes.
Uh, ah, and it's like, here you go, here's your magic bullet. She shoots backwards, shooting the meteor before it actually hit her, like solving the whole fucking thing. But that means that there's a future version of Panty, which is a square jawed, chiseled dude, who is the savior and has actually shown up in regular time and is like, I guess I am now I'm stuck in this time. That might be my past, but it's not my future. And the Baywatcher's like, but your future is your own, and all these Kirbyisms, like fucking great fucking
Yes.
shit.
Because she comes back from the future as like a cable type thing and then reverts to
Yeah,
like the tough guy version. Um, yeah,
yeah.
it is to be continued because this is apparently not the main source of the problem is the dots themselves, uh,
Yeah,
not the ghost. I guess
yeah.
whether this will come back this series or if they ever do another series in 15 years' time, they can come back to this plot line as well.
It
Um,
could, but if you can't wait that long, I know in Mike Allred's run of Silver Surfer, they established why Kirby dots look like that. So that you can read that if you want.
yeah,
I
I'd
think it
read.
would fit into everything
Yeah,
else here.
I
So
was going to
yeah,
say, yeah, read that, read the Defenders. Even the current
yeah.
Storm series is also running along these lines. Um,
Mm-mm.
though I'm not sure how well it's going to stand up to the Mortal Thor when that comes out. Because the Immortal Thor ended with um everyone on Earth forgetting that the Asgardians were real.
Oh,
They are
okay.
they still exist, but everyone on
Yeah,
Earth, everyone in
they still
Midgard.
think they're like fictional,
Yes, and
like
so I think
religion
they
or something.
yes,
Mm.
it's like they were mythology. They were never real.
Yeah,
And Beta Ray Bill is now one of the founding members of the Avengers, according to everyone's memories. Um,
I'm all for that, man. That's rad as
yes,
shit.
and in the latest issue of Storm, he's replaced Thor in like a council of lightning gods who are
Okay.
getting together, but he's weirdly referring still to Odin and Asgard. I'm like, is that going to make sense when we get to Mortal Thor? Or I should wait to find out. Well, I don't care too much because that Storm series is top notch, just balls to the wall, just going so fast with crazy, crazy stories. Uh,
Excellent. Okay.
yeah,
I hope other people enjoyed this as much as me because like I was worried it was just like am I just fucking loving this because it's like
oh,
all
I
old
think
fucking
that
Kirby Marvel references and shit.
this seems to be the thing which has excited the most amount of people I've seen online.
Okay,
Uh,
that's good. That's good. I was worried I was just nostalgic glasses blinding me or
oh,
something,
I'm
but
I'm
yeah.
sure there. I think from looking at my enemy list, it was generally well liked, but there are still some people who are like, I don't understand what's going on in this episode. Uh,
But this is Panty and Stocking. It's for old people now.
yes.
Yeah.
It was always for old people. Um, I long for the day when Trigger just get to do a Marvel project rather than just sneaking it into their own projects. Um,
It is that kind of thing because there's definitely people in there that are really passionate about certain fucking niche things like that when they did that fucking Transformers thing, that one person, at least one person in Trigger who fucking loves Transformers and goes through all the history. It's just like they clearly have a mad fucking love of these things, because this could come across in a lot of other things as parody, especially like fucking panty and stocking, like a thing that's going to rip the piss out of it. This loves that shit and is just rolling around and having a fucking
Yes.
laugh in it. Like, I genuinely think Baywatcher is a really funny fucking but really good version of Silver Surfer. Basically, it's just like, yeah, you get it, you get what it's about. Good stuff.
Yeah, this one is all Kai Ikarashi, the director, storyboard, and script is all him. He did that. I think he's the guy who did that transcendent episode of Heavenly Delusion, the one which is just like so clearly above and beyond everything else there.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
I think that's right in thinking that, yeah, episode 10, that was the one. I also, more excitingly, he's the guy directing the new Cyberpunk Edgerunners.
Yeah, see, I was kind of thinking when I saw like, oh, they're doing another one, but it's going to be like differently handled. And I was like, I don't know, man. The last one was pretty good, and it's like, oh, they're doing something different. All right, that's good. That's a good way to do it, because it's a big enough thing that you could do other stuff with it. So to have,
Yes, I think
yeah,
so. That's for sure. Yeah, I went from, oh, does it need a sequel, and then going to, oh no, it's just another cyberpunk story. It's not nothing to do with the
yes,
original at all. And I was
that's
like,
ideal. Yeah.
yeah, plenty to work with. Then we've got Doctor Stone episode 16, Medusa Mechanism. I'd forgotten
Hmm.
Joel's particular character game. Um, the watchmaker they resurrect. Um, he is ridiculously overconfident, arrogant to men, and he's absolutely scared of women and can't talk to them. Um,
It's a good bit, but before we figure out a watchmaker, we're going to have to figure out how to do a fax machine, because while the Americans are basically broadcasting open network, it's not like we can do anything to stop them. So we can hear, yeah, they're repairing the plane. So we need to get over the is it the Andes in South America? I'm fucking forgetting my
yes,
mountain
it is
ranges
the
now.
Andes. Yeah,
They need to get over the Andes immediately, because once they can get into the cover of the Amazon, they'll be grand. And I did appreciate the whole thing of explaining, is like, well, this part is desertified now, so what's to say it isn't desertified over there? And they're explaining ocean currents and weather patterns, and it's like, this is how this is turned into desert, but the mountains that will actually protect it from that, so we're still going to have a fucking jungle over there. And it's just, yeah, interesting geography kind of stuff. So it does get a little bit of the science in while they're on motorbikes doing a runner. But so yeah, they need to figure out a fax machine so they can,
yes, it's so
because
they could tell the guys back in America where the Rodex
yeah,
offices are, so they could resurrect the head of Rodex so she can tell them which of the
who's the best
watchmakers
watchmaker? Yeah.
to look at the Medusa device to figure out how it works.
It's very
Um,
funny that she wakes up, is immediately dressed by
yes,
Yuzuriya in like in a cool Stone Age suit. And he's like, oh, I know the fucking guy. And he's like, ah, fuck, I'm naked. And they're like, finally, someone fucking reacted. That's how most people should react to being woken up after thousands
yes,
of years naked. Um, but yeah, and the other thing is that they have to do a joint mission. They haven't explained to Nikki and the other Japan representatives that what they're doing. It's just like, get the Medusa, figure out what makes it tick, figure out how to make it work. Here's a watchmaker. And they're just like, we have to work with the Americans doing it. And they're explaining to the Americans, going like, we're doing this because if we resurrect like 1 million people to get like Corn City fucking running, a bunch of them could be injured or have long-term
yeah,
illnesses and stuff. And with Dr. Stone, we can cure any fucking injury by turning them into stone and then unfreezing them again. And what's your man's name who's running it in America now? The doctor something or other. I can't think of his name now. The dude with the glasses, the sunglasses.
yeah. I can't remember either.
I like the fact he knows. I know you're up to something, but also this is a good idea. It's the kind of thing I was like, I know you're planning something against us, because we are active. I know our team is chasing you down to fucking kill you, but Stanley's team rather is chasing you down.
Yes,
But it's kind of like, well, yeah, it does make sense, but you do it under our strict supervision. But our Japan team don't know why they're doing what they're doing. It's just like, you guys find out how it works, because they don't know that the other team are finding this fucking source of the petrification. So once we know how it works, we'll be able to redo it / undo it, which is the important fucking thing. Yeah,
Brody
all that
Dudley
shit's really
is his
Brody.
name.
Yeah. All that interaction like works really fucking fun, and having to come up with the manual fax machine by working off of a grid and just going like A1 filled, A2 unfilled, and making a basic map of the place. It's just the very boring process of manually making the fax machine is great. But yeah, I think then we ended on Stanley's got the
It's
plane back working.
Yeah, and they're trying to figure out how to distribute the weights across the motorcycles to get across the Andes, and
Yes.
Luna's not telling them her real weight. 'Cause
And
it's like,
yeah,
would
uh,
you have to be a balloon animal to weigh that?
and our Chelsea, Dr. Chelsea is kind of like being. I still like her performance, man. It's weirdly like high energy and low
Yeah,
energy, and it's
it's a
fun for me.
weird. It's a case where I think I watched the dub this week. I think I prefer the
Yeah.
dub performance of her.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay.
it somehow is less chirpy than the Japanese version and less over the top. Um,
Yeah, definitely. Like I could see that she's very over the top, but I really like. I always liked her character where she's very blunt and she's like, "Oh, you fancy Senku?" And it's like, "Yeah, we're basically going out," and explains the background. And she's like, "No, based off of that, you're definitely not going out." He thinks it's a political marriage or something. Um,
yes,
and even Gain going, it's like, Chelsea's trying to get her to open up so she'll reveal her weight so we can do the plan. And it's just Chelsea's like, "No, I'm not. I was just poking around. Like, I'm just
yes,
curious." Like, she's it's a funny kind of bluntness, and I think it works pretty well.
yes,
Yeah.
and also becomes another voice in the when we get the scientific explanation. It's
Yes.
her, uh, Senku, and Zeno doing the scientific explanations now for the weather and
For
geography.
geography stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's still a lot of fun, and obviously it's moving super zippy quicky. I do
Well,
wonder
apparently by the start of the next episode, they're going to have a cable car that goes over the Andes, which they're kind of like, "Well, we're on motorbikes." It's like, yes, well, we're on motorbikes. That's the plan. Yeah.
Yeah, I do wonder whether they're going to just do 3 series or whether there'll be another special in between the 2 series for reasons that we know because we've read the comic. Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. Could be.
because they've done that before. And then finally, down, episode 17, we can all stay there together. Of which we answer, or no, we don't get the answer. We just get the important question of, Momo, where's my fluffy pillow? Is the is what Turbo Granny wants to know throughout this episode. What has happened to her fluffy pillow?
Hmm.
Um,
Got her
yeah,
priorities straight. Yeah.
they go home and they're having problems with exercising the evil eye from Gigi. Um,
Yeah, because Taro just like, I want to get back macking on my girlfriend, but I can't with this fucking kid inside me. And it's like, yeah, I have to put a curfew on you, and no, you're not going to go back to your dummy girlfriend. And Taro's just kind of like, when am I going to get free? But obviously, they know it's a temporary solution, so they're trying to figure out. The exorcism doesn't work so much because like they're doing an exorcism and then they kind of like crack open the faces like, "You fools, you cannot stop me." And it's like, all right, we'll fucking do it again. So, which
yeah,
is a funny bit.
and they're gonna have to bring in some Hayashi performers to complete the exorcism. Um, but they're also worried that Evil Eye's spirit has wrapped itself round Gigi's spirit, and it might be difficult to separate the two without hurting Gigi in some way.
Yeah, because
Uh,
they mentioned that it's like this is the kind of thing that would burn up. Like actually, Turbo Granny mentions that it's like this is a powerful enough spirit that it would burn up a human host, unless they have high spiritual energy, like Gigi, which is like he's the perfect fucking host. Like that's why he wanted that
yes.
body. So yeah,
And, and then Taro eats some of the hot Odin, and they start hearing Gigi's voice, and this is when Seiko deduces that hot water turned Gigi back to Gigi, cold water turned Gigi back to Evil Eye, at which point Gigi starts singing the Ranmaha theme tune, uh, while everyone tries to ignore it.
shut up, Gigi. We're gonna get us in trouble. Uh, yeah. So they're like, okay, that's pretty good. That means, I mean, like, it's still we're gonna like watch him like a hawk, and everyone's gonna have like a thermos on hand so you can like splash him with hot water if like we're gonna have to be careful, Gigi. You're not allowed outside in the fucking rain. We're gonna have to be like if you take a shit in the toilet, make sure you don't get splashed or whatever the fuck. You know, it's just like it's super fucking cautious, tiptoeing around this fucking thing, and we're gonna keep him inside Taro as long as possible. Um, but that kind of leads us back to the school stuff where because obviously she's been invited to the slap up meal at the end, but she wasn't. She's very mad that she wasn't invited to
Yes,
the
because
whole
we
fighting
should
the
also
giant
mention that
Mongolian
Ira,
death
the
worm.
Dover Demon, and Chiquita are also at this slap up meal along with Manjiro. And she's
Because
back.
initially like she's mad as like why wasn't I included and why the fuck was fucking Dover Demon included, and then
Yes.
you know is won over by Chiquitita kind of going, it's like, well, he needs to drink milk constantly, and I took him back to my planet where we have water that has oxygenated air, or liquid that has oxygenated air, and the cow can't produce milk in that for some fucking reason. It's like you have to feed it grass, but so he's come back to move back to Earth because my son needs to constantly
Yes.
drink milk or he'll die.
The amazing lengthy farewell section as well when they after the party where they get in the UFO.
Because
There's
he's
a,
like, yeah, I moved to like a farm nearby,
yeah,
and yeah, and I'll be working there, and it's
a
like
massive
goodbye,
yeah,
goodbye.
massive
Oh,
light
and
show, and it
he
just
gives his
goes,
name as well. Yeah,
yes, Peedy Weedy in your Earth language is what his
they're
name
never
is.
going to call him that because it's too stupid.
Uh, yeah, and he is like barely, he's still completely visible. The UFO has barely got smaller in how far it's gone, and then you see them slowly coming out that tractor beam again. Like,
I like it's basically they had to do the whole like the
Close
whole
Encounters
Close
type
Encounters fucking the giant
light show.
spaceship going
Yeah,
off, but then it had to come down like a little bit down the road, basically.
yeah,
Like he's living down the road, and I love the idea that this ship can only move at like warp speed, so they did have to warp out of Earth's atmosphere and
yes,
then warp back fucking in and still do the same. Like the tractor beam is incredibly fucking slow, so slow to go up, slow to come down. They
yeah.
could have just walked. It probably would have
Yeah,
been more
this felt like
efficient.
a gag which works even better here than it did in the comic because
Yes,
of the ability to play with time
the timing.
in that way.
Yeah, yeah. That works great. But yeah, so they're initially fine with him being back in it, but obviously our girl, our pink girl, is very she's having a bad time at school because she's been shunned for that shit that she pulled before. Like she's still not doing fucking well. So mom was going to be like, I'm going to drag you over to show that there's no fucking hard feelings. Also, I need you and this boy to come sleep over at my fucking place. So they're both kind of like, well, I guess if we have to, you know, they're he's mad to hang out with the girly fancies, and she's mad to be like accepted by friends and that kind of thing. But neither of them will admit this, so because they need to hang out and watch Gigi like a hawk with their thermoses ready to, and they're even practicing like throwing water and that kind of shit. It's very funny and nice, and everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be just fine. They
Yes.
have the nice thing, and initially the thing of like, hey, Four Eyes, she passed me the soy sauce, and he's like, oh, here you go, like a little drip, and, and she's like, no, that soy sauce, the other. I was like, oh, right, yeah, yeah, I'll pass that one, and it drips onto Gigi's hands, and immediately turns into fucking.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
did that really because I remember in the comic that's a page turn, and it's like the
Yes.
entire next page is like a double page splash, and the entire room is thrown into carnage, and
Into complete disarray. Yeah.
they achieve that very well here, particularly because it's the end of the episode at that point. We in between all this, we get
Yes. Sorry. Yeah.
Okarun and Momo accidentally touch fingers, and uh,
Accidentally nothing. She fucking did that on
yes, I
purpose because
know.
she's like, "Hey, Akaran, put your hand fucking back down." And he's like,
Yes,
"I don't understand the rules again," because she's going like step, step, step. She's enjoying being in physical contact with him. And he's like, "What do I do?" He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm not doing nothing." It's like, "Shut up. Just fucking enjoy the moment, kid." Yeah.
and we also learned that they've arrested most of the Keto family, but Naki Keto is still at large,
Yes.
and then we discover that she is a subterranean being, and her people declare war on Momo.
I know in the
For
comic that worked really good because it was like the end of the fucking that issue kind of thing. But like I didn't mind them doing it in the middle of this. I was just like, yeah, you got to put that somewhere, and the beat
yeah,
that this ends on is better.
it
Basically,
is.
that's the
Yeah,
beat you want to end on. Yeah.
and they also helps in this episode that they repeat the beats of the evil eye wanting to kill all humans, and then we learn in this episode that, like, oh, it wasn't even humans that were the problem.
Yeah,
It was some sort of subterranean creature. Um,
that we're trying to fatten up a big worm. Yeah, that was the problem. There's your problem right there. We also
yes,
get Gigi visiting. This is still when Taro's barrier is still fucking working. Visiting his parents in hospital. That's where we get the moment of them kind of like touching hands in the back of the car. Really nice scene in the comic. Really nice
yes,
scene here. It worked really well. But even also Gigi kind of like going like, they'll be fine. I'm not worried. And then him just like in fucking tears, like happy that his mom and dad are okay. And even though he's cursed with an evil spirit and currently wearing a freaking anatomical model underneath his jumper, so
yes.
he can
We
stay fine.
also get the amusing reveal that Seiko has put a curfew on Taro and Hannah, so there's no naughty business going on between them after 10 o'clock.
Well, I mean, like neither of them have genitals, so you know it's going to be freaky shit. So, like, yeah, that's pretty good.
We also get Seiko apologizing for being the cause of
Yes,
everything that went wrong.
I didn't know the evil eye was there. I wouldn't have fucking sent you there if I'd known it was that big a fucking problem. Yeah.
Yeah.
So she's not
Well,
just putting
she
kids
didn't
in
say that.
danger,
She said she
basically.
would have come along herself. I think they
Yeah.
still would have gone, but
Yeah.
she would have been there as well to protect them. Um,
Yeah.
yeah, and then of course she's partly involved in turning Gigi back into the evil eye by not paying attention to the soy sauce. Um,
I do
this,
one of the things that it's like, is it Gigi back in there? Is that, oh, don't worry, spirits can say like speak truths in order to trick you, and then when they open up and Gigi's making a face, and he's like, "Hey, Miss, you're looking as beautiful as ever." It's like, that's Gigi, all right. You know, it's just like that's the proof to her. She's a very stupid adult, but like very competent at the same time. It's really good. Again, we got more weirdos to bounce off of each other. We're having a good
yeah,
time with it. Yeah.
I think I've seen people not like it as much as the first series, and obviously there's two directors this
Hmm.
time, so it's
Yeah,
I
sure,
could.
sure.
There's definitely a difference, and particularly,
Yes.
I think partly it's the material
Mm.
isn't going to be as sort of focused on the horror. I think
Yeah.
until, in fact, even from now on, there are horror things, but it tends to be the evil eye thing is a good indicator. It's the horror is it going to be when we go to somebody's flashback and we see the terrible thing that happened to them
Yes.
as a child, rather than them being a scary monster. Um,
Yeah, and I think the thing with like the thing with Gigi is he's currently fucking possessed by a malevolent being that they're very scared of breaking out because they're not sure they can beat it. And I'm just like, yeah, that's horror, man. But they're just playing it for comedy, which is the thing
yes,
it can do as well. Like, yeah,
and more for action. For
yeah,
me,
yeah.
I think the main downside of the series is compared to the first. Is it doesn't it's nowhere near as good an opening theme. I just skip this opening theme
Yeah,
every single time.
yeah. It's got some really good animation and some really good bits in it. But even then, like I think I prefer a lot of the animation, the loose bounciness of the end theme that has
Yes,
that
same here. Yeah.
really nice dance and everything. Yeah, yeah. I understand, but it'll be one of those things where when you think of the Dandadan theme, you're going to be thinking of the creepiness theme. Like that's the one you're going to be thinking of.
Yes.
They're good at what they do. So yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why they got so many opening theme bangers.
Mm, mm.
They're very good at it. And that's it for this week. It'll just be us two next week because Niall will be at Otakon or coming back from Otakon probably. Because I imagine it's this weekend is when the actual convention is. Not.
Yeah, I hope he has a lovely time. Hope
I
everyone has a lovely time
do.
there.
Yes. I know some of these American cons have like weird start and end dates that confuse me as a British person.
Okay.
Or indeed possibly a European one. It starts on Friday. I know as usual. It's Friday to Sunday, like a UK one is. I know
No, no,
Gen
that's
Con.
fine.
I know Gen Con was just on. You see, and I think that's a weird. Is that a some of these things like start on a Thursday and end on a Saturday?
Oh, yeah, that is a bit odd. Yeah.
Yeah, theirs were. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of. Gen Con starts on Wednesday and ended on Saturday.
Hmm.
Uh, unless that's the 26 dates. Oh no, it's the 2026 dates. Okay, so I'm probably talking nonsense. I don't know what I'm talking about. maybe there was just one con which was like that, and I've internalized it and led myself to
As all
believe
cons, right?
in all weird American cons. That's it then for another episode of Let's Go. We'll be back next week with more of the same. Ta-ra!
Bye.
Now I will follow my orders from the past saying stop recording.